Hi, we're here with Mike Masilamani, who is the author of The Boy Who Spoke in Numbers. Welcome to Ground Views. I believe this is your first appearance.
Absolutely.
Yes, welcome. Well, first off, could you tell us about your short story, The Boy Who Spoke in Numbers, and its significance and what it meant to you?
Nigel, this started off as a short story for the children's magazine. I was asked to write a short story on the rights of the disabled child. And I came up with a story about a boy who speaks in numbers in an island where everyone else speaks in color, using that as a device to show his disabilities. And somehow the story seemed to have legs beyond the children's magazine, so I played around with it a little more. And as always happens, I tend to send all my random writings to Tracy, who then decided to do something I'd never thought of for the story, and that was turn it into a production. So that's how it's a takeoff on that story, and that's how the Traveling Refugee Circus came about.
And the theme itself, IDPs. I mean, what does it mean to you right now? I mean, in the post-war context in Sri Lanka, it's been a major issue. It's been covered in all the major international and local news agencies. It's become a problem. What does it mean to you?
It is something that I think is a sitting time bomb if it's not effectively dealt with. As you said, a lot has been written about it, and I was trying to bring a slightly different take on it as to how one perceives this from the inside as an inmate of these camps. And I let my imagination run riot on that.
Okay. And then, what are the benefits of the arts, and specifically theatre, in basically engaging on what has become an increasingly controversial topic in the zeitgeist, or the political climate, social climate of Sri Lanka?
I think the arts is a superb medium of getting one's point across, and also getting the audience participating and expressing somewhat of a cumulative opinion as a result on the current situations. It is in that not a one-sided expression, and there is some participation which I think makes it very attractive and could help build up a groundswell of opinion if it is done properly.
Okay. And are there any dangers in basically engaging the issue of IDPs in Sri Lanka? More importantly, the problems faced by them?
Certainly, and we've seen evidence that it is a very touchy subject, and I think that's where the arts can play a role and take it into the abstract and look at it in a less threatening way, should one say, and be able to discuss it and talk about it without necessarily getting penalized for it.
And what do you think of the production, the Traveling Circus?
Well, it must be said that Tracy has been making a habit of taking all my random writings and turning them into some marvelous productions. And I'm saying this for more than one reason. She tipped me off on the possibilities of, it started off with my poems. She tipped me off the possibilities of poems as a performing medium. Boy Who Spoke in Numbers, like I said, was never meant to be a production of any sorts. It was my first attempt at a short story, and I did have great reservations as to how it would turn out as a story. But there's no one better than Tracy to take it on and find out. So far, it's been a marvelous, marvelous experience.
And then, what do you expect the audience to take away from this production?
I'd like them to think deep about this. I'd like the subject to come out more in public, and hopefully this would catalyze some kind of discussion on the situation of IDPs and basically disenfranchised people as a larger subject, and how we look at it and how we address it. Right now there seems to be a lot of trepidation as to even discussing the subject, and hopefully productions like this will engage the larger public in taking this issue up and discussing it.
Okay. And could you shed some light on your involvement with the production, the cast members? You know, you've been a witness to possibly varying political opinions,
Hugely.
the growth, possibly, political growth, the social growth of individuals, and possibly even their being probably exposed to a multitude of opinions that has affected them. What have you seen that's been?
As a production, I think the biggest attraction is it's a dynamic process, and I think Tracy uses the term devised theatre. So the story is merely a starting point. The cast brings a lot to the party. It's their individual takes on this storyline, and it's been hugely developed beyond what I started out with the story.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for joining Ground Views and shedding your opinions. Thank you very much.